you already are dealing with an AD carry that is more utility than raw damage. And you thought you protected the Gnar pick. You thought you protected the Gnar pick. You banned the Renekton. You take away Doran's Fiora. And Gen.G are going to play around topside again. They are going to look to punish Klid and Kingen again. We have seen so many teams find an angle. And we saw the Aurelia mid just yesterday. You have Cassante, you have Aurelia who looks to get pressure here in mid. It can help play around that topside. Yeah, you thought, okay, we got the Cassante pick out. We're safe here. It's a Gnar pick coming through. It's not going to be a lane swap, but there is so much power in a side lane for Chovy here with this Maokai pick. Maokai protects deep side laning champions, so that's one of the weaknesses. Hayes comes over, could try to look for the snipe. He's going for it.
Okay. Little hopperoonie. As some vision comes in with the blue trinket. Hey! Oh, man!
That's my pace. There we go.
That one really paid off, Wolf.
Yeah, there's the star power shining through. Cryogo's jumping out of his seat over there on the space, no doubt. And
wow.
that was a risky play in terms of committing your ultimate here, but it pays off big time. Like the Gnar gank was a success at the end of the day, and now they're going to push this mid turret. So much damage here.
Yeah. The Eclipse finished for Pace. He's got so much lethality and just putting so much damage as they do eventually take down Chovy, but it is traded for the Helma Life Esports jungler.
It's like Doran's
life. Where you going? Well, he's just dead. Doran just going to pick up a free kill. His Life has just kind of been food so far.
I think Life wanted to come over here and try to set up some vision for potentially a steal, but I think he forgot that Klid was dead. I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that. Just trying to clear some extra vision, but it's a second Chemtech Drake here for Gen.G. It's not a very critical objective. Just take your trade and walk out. As, a sniper on the hunt.
Mom, get the camera.
Oof! Oh, and Viper just a second too late. There's no follow-up for you. Ashe is trying to defend top. Ashe support, trying to defend.
TP'd back in the top lane. They're just keeping the pressure up. As, oh boy. Mount Klid might be left out to dry himself as in goes the Maokai. Pays even. This build he goes for, just going to kill the Sejuani.
This is an example of what we've been talking about Helma Life Esports not finding their footing in terms of coordination. As Viper and Life have to defend that top push. They see the teleport coming through from Chovy. Klid's on the wrong side. This fight is just a wash because there's no vision. The guess on the double go into the pit here is just two sacrifices from Klid and Kingen, hoping to get a steal. And the rest of the fight, where the rest of Helma Life Esports are split away from their front line, is a wash. There is no hope, there's no chance. You sacrifice these three players, hoping for the double steal combo there. You fail that, you lose the bottom side of the fight. Base clears the minions. I missed that part the first time around.
I love that from Jonas Strong. And like, yeah, we already won this fight.
This is really good time buy here for Kingen, who's had a great game. Like, I think he's had a few moments here where he's bought time and is trying to buy some space for his ranged damage dealers to actually chase these players back, but he's unsuccessful. The Klid dying after this while Life is defending is really the point that I want to focus on most, because there's clearly a disconnect between Klid. It's like, we got to punish them. They're retreating. We push them back. I want to catch them. We got to force them. And Life is like, dude, I'm on the other side of the map. I'm trying to defend this Aurelia. He might all in me.
But it feels a bit late. We'll see if he can trade this back. He's got that other dash as the chase comes in, and Kingen going to get reposted at the end and actually baits him all the way down the lane as Kingen is not able to get the kill. And now, with no Ghost available, Kingen is just
and he gives the kill to Doran as well.
Yep. Perfectly handled.
Oh man, the flash from Doran, last possible second. So well played from him. The perfect dash is there too, with the Grand Challenge late.
Oh, level 6 here. Hit for Peas. This might be a little bit risky, but they are just going to click onto the Lucian, and the fact that Delight is not able to hit level 6 means that they cannot push him back. Viper nearly dies, but he's fine.
Chovy not going to shuffle in for anything, doesn't have his ult just yet. Solution W or something like that, you'll feel amazing, but that's not always going to happen. It's not always realistic. Peanut, hello?
He just, he thought those were his allies, I guess. He is going to survive as in goes Viper. He is angry, and he is looking for blood as they will dive here with the Vi. That is a double kill for our Zeri, who is now 3-0.
Yeah, it's hard to certify it.
Stamp it? No?
I'll stamp it, all right.
Okay.
All right, we'll get it. But Zeri now massively ahead in this game. Lucian's taken off the map here, and this is a huge swing back after losing out on Zeka on the bottom side of the map. He's just going to be free farming down there. And Kingen comes over here with a lot of resources removed, with Fiora having to rotate down. Big win here as Peanut just unseen, Zeka greedy.
Brown isn't even, it's not even up. He got CC'd to death after just only hitting Cassante the last time. So Chovy, even though he got the ult, is going to have to get a bit more as a massive double knockup, and Chovy is just gone as I immediately caster curse him. And a fantastic play comes out from Hamalev Esports. This is what you got to do. You set up around the big objective, you force Gen G to team fight you, and you can take the wins.
They know that Chovy wants to go for that angle. They know he wants to slide across and look for the ult, and Zeka grabs him.
I don't know what's going on here. Doran just decided maybe to give a little gift on over. He does not have Spellbook, and he is just probably going to die. He is going to run away for quite a while as here comes Viper. The riposte is good, but then Sonya's the other. He's got Pace here doing damage as well. And Viper can't end the game as he's going to get the kill onto Pace, but immediately goes down in a triple kill to the Azir.
And everything about this for Hanwha Life was so clean until they stayed too long against a 3.5 item Chovy here. He's almost got his voice out, but he's got Leandres. He's got that damage. You took a lot of chip in that Peanut engage attempt. You took a lot of chip there from Paze before this happens. We're going back to this moment here for Peanut, who just dashes through, is stunned, and then is blown up from this Talia. And they're going to actually go ahead and take this Chemtech Drake in live. But look at all the damage that's done in this exchange already. Paze lives here, which is really critical. He does a ton of damage.
Here we go. Trying to interrupt it. Gen G are just sprinting for it. Zeka is just sailing on in. And the double TP should be enough. They stop the backs of Gen G. They bait them into the team fight, and that is going to do it. Hamalev Esports will take down the Nexus and force a game 3.
And just like every win Hanwha has picked up in our first 2 weeks of the LCK, the whole team is sitting 2 players on Zeka's left shoulder and 2 players on Zeka's right shoulder as he carries them to victory. So many amazing plays from him on this Talia all game long, and he's the one seemingly who makes the call to TP bottom to end the game there. This is the most decisive game of Hanwha Life Esports we have seen all season. Cleanest game from Klid on the Vi. This is the first time, I think, the first real glimpse. That Kwangdong series doesn't count. The first glimpse.
He doesn't have a refillable to wash it down with. I think his mouth might be a little bit dry after that biscuit. As here we go. Ghost popped once again. King going in for the dive. Doran in a bit of trouble as he does not have his flash back up. This is looking pretty elementary, as that will be the first blood given over to Kingen in the solo kill, as no snipe comes out from Viper onto Delight.
Peanut really wants to ult and turn this and punish this plate attempt, but look at the damage.
Just kind of walked up and almost died as the culling comes out here. Viper in a little bit of trouble. Viper's
positioning, trying to grab this plate, is perfectly out of range of Peanut's Flash Cyclone, because he wants to Flash Cyclone and kill Viper here and punish him.
He has to be so careful.
Triple kill. That's the one thing that's different is, you know, we did see some trade back in that game yesterday with T1, where Gumacaria had some skirmishes. It's, okay, this time Doran's going in.
And the flash is down, and it doesn't matter anyway. Doran is just getting kind of rocked up here. Kingen is back in form for this game, and Doran does not know what to do.
Yeah, he went in deep and got punished.
Tidal wave, though. Very nice. Viper does not care, as the arrow will hit, and Paze just barely going to survive.
Klid is here.
Hanwha Life are destroying them. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, this is... I don't know what to say, guys. Paze has to cleanse.
Yeah, cleanse. I mean, Viper could have even tried to go for a flash. I mean,
this
is right there.
He jumped in this fight a little bit late, but he is just denied any opportunity. And now the wave is just pushed into the turret for Kingen to pick up. 20 CS up on the top lane, 40 CS up bottom. Big plate gold.
Oh, Paze has to... Okay, I mean... Yeah, that's some Lucian gameplay right there. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. He just dashes one way, Gale Forces the other way. He's totally fine. Ult his flash.
He zigged and he zagged Valdez.
Yeah. He didn't zug and zog, though. He's not quite Valdez.
Not yet.
No, not again, please. I mean, actually, if King gets 3 solo kills, that's pretty hype, but... I don't know if I would wish that on any player.
Trinity Force for Doran too, because he
Make something happen.
And by the
우리
way,
탑 잡은 것 같아.
and Isaac, I
Looks like
think I
we
got
got
him.
너만 조심하면.
If we're careful,
휴.
it's kind of a thank God sound is what that means,
Yeah.
but it's he knows too that this is his opportunity and it's the right play, but what it means is less significant here than the outcome of the bottom side of the map where FaZe is so significantly behind.
I mean, at least Peanut is able to get a win because, okay, Chains of Corruption, pretty funny into Wukong. He got the Rift Heralds, he got some plates for his Azir, like Jovi's got a lot of gold now, and he did get the 1 kill. So, like, at least he's doing something, because before that, he's kind of not able to find anything because, you know, naturally, a decent amount of CC, but Helma Life more so, as Lid in the front line will get that ult onto Peanut, who nearly will survive, nearly gets sniped as Pace goes in. Not sure about that, buddy. Very, very far forward, and Kingen is an unkillable guy.
He wanted to ultimate to the
Oh,
pit.
nice from Doran. Gets over the wall, gets the Kassadin as well, as they're trying to lock down Zeka, and they will. And Kingen will also go down. Doran just immediately gets spanked in lane, doesn't matter, pulls it immediately back in the next 2 team fights.
Kingen really wanted to pull him into the pit there, but actually causes a big problem for Hanwha Life Esports. Gives Doran the opportunity to set up for that late Gnar ultimate and actually turn this fight around. I think if you just let him walk away there, or if you can get the angle to push him into the pit, it looks way better for you. But they stay too long, overextend, and Gen G grab this Baron. And man, the early game for Hanwha was so good, and they did everything right. And
It's too good to be true.
I'm going to say it again. I really think tunneling on killing Doran on the top fight on that second Herald is a mistake any team could. No pressure here. Baron's not up for 75. If Baron was up, maybe you split this and you get something out of it. But even Zeka isn't getting that much experience here. Look how close he is. 216. You can see it's like kills this Krug and he gets it.
Yes, he did it.
And that's huge for him for the upcoming fight. But it doesn't remove all of the problems that he's going to face when he tries to go in. I'd almost argue that he needs to prep his R in this fight like twice before the engage comes through, because he really needs to have so much damage and burst, and they need to blow up either this Azir or the Lucian. They have tried to blow up the Gnar, who's now building even more MR, and I don't think that is going to be the way these fights are won for Hanwha Life Esports. Mascot. That's not how it works.
I think T1's a lion.
Yeah, actually, I agree
I
with
like
that.
a lion
Yeah,
for them.
I think.
What is D+? Plus?
Ooh,
I don't know.
platypus for sure.
What?
Yeah, just think about it.
I did.
Come back to that one next week.
I don't
After you've
know.
thought about it a little bit harder.
Okay.
All right, so Gen G now with this vision setup that they had for a brief period around the Baron, that's now somewhat faded away. They're gonna reset it up again and take Baron, or rather take this Drake, because Hanwha are not doing anything. And yeah, Kassadin has 3 items now, and you asked the question, can Hanwha Life actually play their 4-1 and play the sides and get Zeka ahead? It's been Kingen who's been the one with this Kassadin that is 4,000 gold behind, who has just been grouped for no fights and no commits and no engages. And I think we have our answer, is the win condition hasn't been properly set up. There were some really poor calls and some tunnel vision for Hanwha in the mid game, which again, I think a lot of teams would have made those same mistakes.
And
but
Genji made fantastic, plays with the opportunities they were given as well. Like, they were always in position. The follow-up was fantastic, so props to them as well.
Genji just kind of using their setup and their turn and their lead here to group around objectives, not take them.
So Pace has Cleanse, and also Delight has Mikhails. So
Yeah.
you gotta use that CC, but you gotta use it a lot. It's gotta be a bunch, as Peanut can solo Zeka still.
The Mikhails and the Cleanse here, this late in the game, you have those options. The longer the game goes on, the more difficult it can be. The arrow is already halfway back, or 2/3 back. Look at how quick it comes back, Valdez. It's level 11, but need to use it here to find a pick. Where's the follow-up?
Okay, well, Viper is gonna go down as, oh man, a double kill as Pace just gets in there and Zeka can't do anything. Just immediately melted as Clint is ulting the wave, I guess. Doesn't matter, as his team is just gone already. That is gonna do it for game number 3. Gen G with triple Infernal and super fed Chovy alongside a Pace, who eventually hit his spikes and did insane amounts of damage. A little bit anticlimactic, but Gen G were in the lead the whole way since the mid-game, and they are going to take down this Nexus.
Doran with the claps, as he was the one who clapped in that game. So much tunnel on him. He turned things around so quickly, so well. And this is a game in a lot of ways that Hanwha lost more than Gen G won, but you can see they had a plan in the draft. They banned the Maokai, one of the most punishing junglers, Clid Camp's bottom side. We can give like 5 out of 5 stars for how the first 15 minutes of the game went for Hanwha Life. They were oppressive, they were clean.
The early game did feel so helpless.
Yeah,
so
it
feel real great.
It really did seem, I mean, you could see it in the gold graph here, but it really did seem impossible at times. And man, what a turnaround. Doran, the hero, never got tilted. Chovy picks up the kills. This team plays so well together. And on the other side for Hanwha Life, you have a draft, you have a plan, and you execute the plan. But when it comes to a little bit more like, okay, now we have to freestyle a little bit and use our lead and use this composition, that's where it fell apart. And I think that's the biggest difference between these two teams right now. But this was the best showing from Hanwha Life in a best of 3 that we've seen all season. So, well, like I said, if you're a Hanwha fan, hold on to that Game 2 win like really tightly and know that it is going to get better. It's a tough time. Don't get me wrong, 1-3 start, but hold on to that. It's going to get better.
They showcased a lot of what they have and their potential to make this roster work. So we'll see if they can do it. Congrats to Gen G to winning the
이
series.
두 선수 중심으로 또 임팩트의 어떤 경험치까지 더해져서 뭐 그런 식으로 이 팀이 꾸려졌다고 볼 수가 있겠네.
맞습니다. 그리고 또 스피카, 이 정글러 선수가 9인 슬립. 9인 수면.
어허.
사실 스피카 선수도 2021년, 2020년 모든 거를 프루브하고 온 선수입니다. 자기 가치를 증명을 분명 하고 온 선수이기 때문에 이번 시즌에 이렇게 슈퍼팀이 꾸려진 상태로 어디까지 올라갈 수 있을지 그게 진짜 관건인 것 같습니다.
그러면 이거 이 LA의 말대로라면 이 LCS는 지금 슈퍼팀이 2개인 거네요.
맞습니다.
아주 슈퍼두퍼.
슈퍼두퍼.
The last one. Azir taken off the board.
I think the real question is what the support pick is going to be, and Quantum Freaks don't try to ban anything out because there's just so many options right now in this meta. In terms of what's standard, the Lux is the one, but as I said, double AD lane. It's a double AD lane. This is not even like cool or funny or special anymore. It's actually
I
standard.
thought it was funny.
It's Caitlyn support. I think it's Caitlyn support here, and Sivir is going to be insane wave clear later on in this game. They've thrown Quantum for a loop here. Now, will the Karma be flexed mid here? If it is, counter pick Fate. R5, he gets to take that. So Quantum Freaks have to reveal whether they have an answer to this double AD lane right now. The Gwen, old counter to the Cassante.
Yeah. It's important to dodge these Mantra Qs early. Going to allow you to get a lot more lane presence. As well.
Just show up right after the wave.
Or just, miss everything. Beryl is going to get flashed on, as he will have to flash away and barrier and heal, as Moham is not messing around.
Beryl taking a strange path there to avoid that damage, and then finds himself having to flash because he's on the wrong side of the lane. Halo Blades Varus at level 1, no joke. And
Comet Caitlyn too.
Yeah, Comet Caitlyn with Scorch. It's support Caitlyn, so it makes sense.
We had 2 Chemtechs, and now we have 2 Infernals, 2 Infernal Souls, and that's going to be massive for both teams.
Yes.
Both teams are desperate for those Drakes, as many of them as possible. Yes, please, they say. As Bulldog might be forced to flash here, there is a lot of damage and a trap. Can he even flash? Okay, he will, and Beryl's just going to die! Eats a turret shot, and Bulldog's like, yep, that's for me. Thank you very much.
Really overstepping his bounds there. He crossed a line.
How did the trap not get Bulldog? I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that again. Looks like he didn't quite step on the hitbox of it completely there.
Maybe... Yeah, I guess. Because they're on the ground.
Yeah.
You see it on the minimap, it just disappeared.
It's very bizarre. So this is the catch onto Youngjae. Fate's got this set up. If the Warriors Trickster blocks that, then he actually doesn't get the kill.
Way in the back line. He's looking for Mohawk. Nearly takes him out, but he was kind of alone. And now the Needle's going to be pushed forward in the forest. Taeyu just executes him there. And Xerax a little bit lackluster on getting into that fight, and Kwangdong take him down.
Yeah, and DRX decide to come to the fight despite that damage that happened in that early exchange with Youngjae. And when Taeyu rotated up first, I think there could have been a call from Duckdom to stay bottom and with being Sivir, push that wave into the turret and try to do some extra damage there. We're past plates for sure. Definitely not the right call here as Fate finds Moham, decides to delete. Very nicely played. Even with the root coming through, still gets all the damage off first.
Come in.
And then Barrel takes
Fate not necessarily going to go down, though, and they do push the enemy jungler out of this one.
a Bulldog now, unfortunately, all alone. He gets caught by Rascal on the TP.
Yeah, he's going to be pushed farther by Rascal, and now Dudu's here. And the Needles are coming out, so Rascal is just kind of dead meat, although he is still on the run, and he's getting out of here. Everybody just refusing to die in this fight.
Scrappy game here, Valdez, to start us off here. Support Caitlyn. We're going into game one. Lots of action. It doesn't stop. Nobody dies in this exchange. I thought after getting Youngjae to use his ultimate, DRX would then back off towards the Drake, because that in itself is a win alone. You can win the fight without that Wukong ultimate.
Otherwise, you're going to sit here and lose. And that's kind of what's going on. They're being zoned away now as Krako's ult hit the Karma, and nobody followed up.
That's turret.
Yep, this turret going down here.
Uh-oh, some people are trapped now.
Dudu's got the mist as well, and now Beryl can't get out. Kasante here, Rascal trying to frontline, and Fate is all alone. He's just going to get needled down, as well as an arrow from Taeyun. And this has fallen apart very quickly for the side of DRX. Kwangdong are kind of bullying them as Bulldog is in the front line once again, and Duckdom this time actually will be able to tear through him a little bit there. Nearly takes down Youngjae.
Really critical they stop the Baron here, and they're going to try to take this mid-push through as well, but I don't know how much value you're going to get out of that.
Rocco, they've got some really nice flank angles, and Kwangdong Freaks just got to press their buttons and try to get into that back line. Duckdom and Barrow will be zoned for a while as Taeyun is just... What was that? He just charged Barrel and died immediately. Unfortunately for Kwangdong, that was not handled very well. DRX are going to just slap him down and should be able to take the game now.
Barrel's trap placement, the faster setup here, and those super minions, they staved pressure on Baron, because I think that's the one fight Kwangdong could take because there's multiple entry points, even with the traps there. They bought enough time for the Drake to spawn, then kited back towards it, and the desperation was real for Kwangdong Freaks. They panicked, they dove in with the Wukong, who instantly died, and this is the end of the game. More utility-based Ashe, obviously, in this style of composition. Can do a lot of damage early in the lane, but it is going to be in the late game. Okay, hold on.
Here we go, level 6 underneath the turret. Dudu takes one, has to flash away. The Ghost, though, is procced, and you're not really getting away from this Kasante easily. He does not have a slice, he does not have a dice, and instead, Rascal will have a nice dinner.
A little bit of a head tilter there from Dudu on the player cam, and he's really frustrated with this, but this is the Kasante under turret. You have to respect level 6 charge ult every single time. I've seen this so many times. It's a new champion, so we can have some forgiveness here. And you want to be playing the Renekton aggressively in the early game. That is how Renekton functions. That's why you drafted it, but
they are just pressing their buttons and smacking them with their wallets now, and their massive amount of levels. And that's all they got. Kwangdong Freaks, they gave it one last shot. They're not going to drag this one out. Looks like DRX as well will just put them out of their misery. That's going to be it. An ace comes through as Fate, you know, why not? Couple more kills. Sure, Buffo for those stats. He definitely needs it, as it feels like we finally got good Fate back, which is, I think, great news for DRX.
Yep. 9-0-6, 25 stacks.
10 stacks on Rod of Ages.
Yes! Early on the Shadow Flame.
What a stopwatch.
My man.
What else can you say? As you see that Duckdom's just hitting the Nexus. He's not having any of that. No trolling. DRX, a relatively clean 2-0.
Yeah.
Game 2 definitely a lot better than Game 1.